And what I'll do is I will just kind of like cover the person's face.
It's a big circle and I don't know where this loop is. Maybe soon I'll understand why I'm not getting any better.
Hey guys, I'm Gisela. I'm an introverted hairstylist that's been in the business for almost 20 years, and I'm here to share all of my tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. Today I'm going to give you some pointers on how to figure out exactly what your client wants. First and foremost, the most important part of figuring out what it is that your client wants is the consultation. So it's super important to have a good consultation because this is where you're going to find out exactly what they want by asking the right questions. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 of my most important details that I ask my clients just to figure out what it is that they want. Are photos. I ask for photos. Number 2, I ask their expectations, and I'll elaborate on that in a second. And then I also ask their lifestyle, okay? So photos, expectations, lifestyle. Those are the 3 things that I make sure to really dive into and make sure that I understand what it is that they want. So I'm going to explain photos. I always want them, if they've messaged me about wanting to come in to see me, or they've set up an appointment, I always ask them to come in and bring me photos, or I have them send me photos before. Like if it's a new client and you know they've messaged me through Instagram or Facebook and sent me a private message about wanting to come in, I usually try to ask them what it is that they want. So I'll tell them to send me a couple of photos and then send me like a photo of their hair currently. So that way I kind of have an idea of what it is that they want. What I ask when they're showing me those photos, it kind of gives me an idea of the look that they want, first of all, the overall look. So I usually have them show me like 2 or 3. And then when we're looking at those photos, I ask them what it is that they like about the photo and then what it is that they don't like. Okay, that's very important because they might like, the brightness of the highlights, but they might hate the super dark color that it is of the low lights or the base color. They might love the light blonde, but they might hate that the base color is like a reddish brown. Okay, so you need to make sure that you ask them what it is that they like about the photo and what it is that they don't like. That way you are totally clear on the things that they don't like, because you don't want them to leave with their hair reddish brown if they just wanted an ashy brown. Another quick thing that I want to add about the photos is sometimes they're showing you a photo and what they like about it is the model. Okay, so they might think that the model looks beautiful, with the color and the way that it goes with their skin tone, but you need to make sure that this is something that's going to fit their skin tone and their face structure and all of that. So sometimes what I'll do is when we're looking at a photo, or if I'm showing them photos, if they have asked me for suggestions and I'm showing them what I think would be good, I'll pull up something on Pinterest like this, and what I'll do is I will just kind of like cover the person's face, okay? So that way they're getting an idea of the color of the hair itself and not how it looks on that particular model, okay? You don't want your client just falling in love with how that model looks. You want them to like what that hair color looks, or that haircut, or whatever the case may be. So point number 2 is expectations. You want to make sure that you know exactly what your client expects from upkeep. Okay, so you're gonna have to ask them questions like, okay, well, do you style your hair every day? Do you use a lot of hair product? What do you use in your hair every day when you style it? How do you like to style it? Do you like it up or do you like it down? Just things like that. And then also, if we're talking about color, you want to make sure that you're asking them questions to figure out if they want something low maintenance, or if they want something that's, if they can come in every 3 weeks or 4 weeks for a root touch-up, if they want, heavy highlights and they have really dark hair, or if they want something low maintenance because they don't have time to come in every 4 weeks or every 6 weeks, okay? So you want to make sure that you're asking what their capabilities are of coming in and getting retouches or getting their hair refreshed, because you don't want to give them something that has to be retouched every 4 weeks if they don't have the time or the money to come in, that often, and they need to wait a few months before they can come back in. So that's another super important thing to keep in mind to keep your client happy as well. All right, and my third pointer is lifestyle. So when I say lifestyle, what I'm talking about is their work life or their home life, or if they exercise a lot. So a lot of times I work on a lot of nurses, so a lot of my clients tend to keep their hair up and out of their face just because, as many hours as they work, they don't want to have their hair in their face all day. So when I'm doing a color consultation with them, I usually ask, do you keep your hair up a lot? Because if we're doing highlights or something, you don't want to have, if they're putting their hair up a lot, you don't want to have like super dark down here and up here it's really bright. So I always want to add a little bit of highlight around the base, around the nape, so that they have some brightness there too. So stuff like that comes in handy because you're taking into account how they live their life daily. Okay. Also, if they work out a lot, that's an important one. If you're doing like extensions just for placement and all of that. But yeah, lifestyle is very important. Also, if you have a mom that's running around taking kids to practices or or work and back, and they need to keep their hair up a lot, or they wear their hair down a lot. So those are just things that you're gonna want to know as well to kind of help them make the decision on what type of color or haircut or style they're wanting. All right, guys, so that is it on my 3 pointers for how to figure out what your client wants. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos and learning something from them. Also, you can find me on Instagram. I show a lot of behind the scenes and some of my work on there as well. It's giselasantillan.stylist or giselasantillan.stylist. So go and follow me there. But yeah, if you like this video, click like and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon.
A million little rocks.